Not a positive look. Case really need to rectify the performance tonight and try and go 1 for 1.
Yeah, they came into today being behind the likes of MIBR. It feels like they're going to have no real chance to overtake them in the context of ECL. They are going to need to try and turn that narrative around here on our second best of one. Inferno as Case face MIBR for the second time tonight for their chance at redemption in the doubleheaders.
I don't see a lot of Inferno for MIBR, but we have seen success from them. They'll be looking to try and get their record of 4 wins and 2 losses on this map in the last 3 months. Safe, looking to engage down from mid, but out on the B side, it's very defensive from both Exit and from the Julies of Brenzin.
Walk-ups of Case will get into Banana. Bomb on its way in as well. Should be looking to join them very, very early on here. Smoke set and ready to try and suppress for MIBR. We're looking for first contact, but see the counter utility coming out against the execution utility of the Case side. Exit trying to body block that. We'll send it deeper and allow him a chance to utilize the Coffin's entrance. Swing out of the Julies as well, getting ahead of the curve. They charge their way forward in the midst of the flashbangs. Exits, the headshots comes in. Brenzin gets himself 2 for the smoke as well. Good reads on when the T-side players were holding on. Bomb dropped in the open and everything. Nothing for RCF. 1v5, faced in the backlines by Insani. Confident pistol from MIBR.
And we always know that Julies are going to sit close behind Util. They're going to be in positions out on Banana that if you re-smoke, he is going to sit right behind it. So you try and pop through, you try and see if you can get the flash over high, get into the bomb site quickly, and just both of those B anchors just do so much damage. Brenzin with a couple with the Julies. Exit was playing towards the back of kind of Coffins and out there to the fountain position. He also gets 2. So that's just everything that you want from your B players is to come out with a massive amount of damage on that first contact.
Good stuff in from MIBR and should convert a pretty easy eco round. No force buy from Case. And this time it's the favourites to start off on the right foot. Case got quite far when they converted their pistols in the force buy wars. There will be no force buy wars here in this one. MIBR to lock in that confidence second in Case to look towards the AKs.
Now, knowing knifer sides in the best of ones, CT side is actually really important for MIBR because you got to look at it from the standpoint that they were a team that got off to a really slow start on the opening best of one on Ancient. They clawed their way back into the game. And now you're going into the next header where you're starting on the CT side. Now you can be on the front foot. Now you can start sort of initiating some strong score lines, always being on the lead, always making it uncomfortable for the economy state. For Case, if they're not able to keep the first few gun rounds competitive, I actually think that it could just be over from that point onwards.
Just remember how much they were able to gain when they really took their momentum off the back of Odik yesterday. I mean, those matches were very one-sided on the scoreline basis, and especially on map number 2, they gave them no way in. Starting pistol advantages. Brenzin running out of ammo, unfortunately, there over towards Banana. Did tag Snow down to 24 points of health, but the opening man advantage sits with Case.
Just a couple of extra bullets in the chamber, and that duel goes very differently. Now, there's a lot of players out on A, which should be an insertion point to brackets at some point in the round. Try and get in for an info play, see exactly what's going on. Exit does have another smoke to smoke off the bottom of Banana and delay more progression on the T-side default. I'm just going to jump spot at the half wall for now.
Going to flash ready for RCF to get his teammates involved over a Banana. Jump face of Exit is going to have to fall away, put a smoke down at the main entrance. Will that stop the T side? They are setting themselves up with flashes. Exit revealing himself to be close towards the first box. His teammate is safe. Is coming in real quick here. And the mollies and flashes are sent. Exit again, advanced angle, ready to take a directive fight. Flash again keeps him blinded, but he burns continuously. Yepz with the kill to 5 versus 3 now. Raps come in from the rest of the CT forces, but Safe has got to deny the bomb plant here.
Try and see if he can at least get some damage out from CT. Allow these Banana players to come in quickly.
Timing on his burst and taps were not good enough. Insani dropped elsewhere. Drop have to trade it back over at Banana. Swinging, and Yepz loses his life, and Case will overwhelm the B bomb site in the end. Defensive and rotations wiped out, and they'll take their first.
Well, unfortunately for Exit, because of all those flashes, he just is unaware that he's burning so heavily from the first oranges. Was trying to see if he could catch the T side, getting aggressively into the bomb site. And just the rotations being quite slow. I mean, the A players are still kind of toying around brackets. They're trying to see if it is a B fake. So it means that you've only got one on B and one out from CT behind the smoke. Very difficult to recover that round. Case responding instantly when the rifles are up.
Okay, so whether Safe can save into his weapon here. Seems like he does. Responsive start at the T side line. MIBR will not be allowed comfortability for very long here in this one, but they have at least built up some cash off the back of their confidence. They'll be able to force buy into this round, but with the loss bonus being minimal, they can get guns for the next. They can take the upgrade pistols into this one. And the M4 is safe, seeing what damage you can do.
It could very much well be similar to the first best of one, where it's a competitive start to the game, and then MIBR disallowed much further after that. Boost behind the bracket smoke, allows Safe to get the opener.
That's what you're looking for out of the M4. Riccioli down. Very passive line of engagement from Case as well. No much further than now the brackets entrance on RCF's part, but even he was out towards just ahead of underpass. Eventually falling back to grip up with his teammates and start working their way up Banana.
Exit just wants to jiggle to get that re-smoke down. Now, if they just commit through that smoke, there's not much that he's going to be able to do. He is hoping that they kind of take the bait and slow this round down, that he can just keep re-smoking and wasting time off of that clock. Eventually, though, those A players need to take brackets and start coming down mid and setting up the backstab to Banana.
X is just jiggling. We'll start to see the smokes coming into the T-side base. He's putting a secondary counter smoke down. And now call for backup from his teammates. Pushes will also come forward to the apartments. He need that M4 read to set itself in as Exit is seen. The blindness of the flashbang keeping the T's at bay from getting the kill immediately. Struggled with that. Stalled for a little bit extra time. That Molotov lands in the midst of the smoke. And Brenzin, edge of it, catches yepz with an awkward spray. Stowe comes up with his kill, but can't follow up on the second player. 14 HP, 17 seconds. Plant will need to be secured. And MIBR getting that cash in hand, but now they do not have a man advantage. Still Safe and drop. Get those frags. 10 seconds for Snow. The bomb's been dropped in the open. Safe is going to try and protect it. The nade should go onto the center of the bomb site. No, Snow's got no time for the plant. He's out of it. Drop will get a kill after time and everything as MIBR take a third.
Now, Jay, do you remember when I was sounding like a broken record back there at the end of Ancient, saying that that was a round that wasn't winnable, that shouldn't be a chance, that it was closing time for Case? That's another one. How's that happening? This is a round with, what, one hero rifle saved him from the last and a couple of upgraded pistols? That can't be happening for Case. It has consistently been them struggling in rounds they should be winning.
And it's not like Safe got the full-blown ace or anything in the M4. Like, that was still great effect from Exit on his suppression. Brenzin with a kill with a very awkward spray back from the Case side. And the buy to return from them is very, very broken. 2 Galils, 1 Deagle. Damage done by the nades already. A spray from Brenzin's a little bit awkward against Snow, but Exit does finish off the job that his teammate had started and bring it back to a 4-on-4. Case, however, with that trade response, will start to enter into that B bomb site, wasting very little time. Player caught off a tree. RCF deals with Exit all the same, but Urban's now down to 29. Needs to get that plant in. And MIBR needs to set for the retake.
Yepz with a deagle down here from bottom of Banana. Needs to strike it. Indeed, he does onto Insani.
Drop and Safe, 2 versus 3, both coming in from CT. One now out of construction. Molotov is going to drive RCF back in the back lines. Drop. They'll be ready to check that. Saw some utility coming in. That flashbang doesn't do much. The smoke now suppresses the entryway, so there's not much left for him and Safe. Got to fall back and save their guns as Case will recover.
Case have pretty consistently taken Banana and put emphasis on working B. MIBR can still make this quite expensive with the exit kills too.
Indeed, Safe with 2 fantastic orb shots. RCF next to full. Yepz. M4 in the apartments is just going to have to keep away from the CT contact here. The money is not looking great for the Case side, and I guess the same could be said for MIBR, but at least they have reserves and 2 rifles held in, so they can start to drop weapons about and scrape together a respectable force buy here. Indeed, 2 M4s passed off by Drop. Case A bit of a predicament. Both teams on a swing round.
Yeah, that economy float from Drop makes this round actually a lot prettier than what it could have been if he drops. If he actually goes down at the late portion of that round. MIBR with an aggressive mid-smoke. Drop actually peering quite aggressively behind it.
Double nades again towards top of mid and down the stairs angle. RCF to 28 points. Not great on his own part. Counter nades against Brenzin do not do even nearly that amount.
There's Snow trying to work up and around the logs, around this resmoke. Him and Urban have got to find success because it seems as if MIBR might want to try and retake Banana.
Nades continue to come up. M4 fights aggressive for Brenzin. The AWP tried to bail him out. Shots do not connect for him, but he's aware of at least the one player. Insani's caught yepz, meanwhile, has also double up onto Riccioli. Face in towards brackets, and the apartment's control completely falling apart for Case.
And Insani was one of the guys we were talking about quite a lot in the show yesterday. Out there solo, in the apartments, getting 2 kills and just disrupting anything that Case can do. Have to be a save call. This has been a really weird start to Inferno. And you always get these kind of games where if it goes down in this sort of scenario, if maybe both teams are in very odd economical floats, as soon as you get that harsh, that proper reset, you can start running away with it. And if you are MIBR, you're what? 4-2 up, you've got 5 alive, you've now got yourself out of an uncomfortable scenario. Case are in a very strange position where you want to eco around the saved-in weapons, but then the economy is going to be quite lopsided. MIBR have secured so much off of the back of round number 6.
It's a swing round and it swung their way. Heavy economical damage sustained by Case in this one. Just have to go for the force up and see what they can gain out of it. Money is so low. MIBR start to establish the streak that they were looking for off the back of the pistol win. Tested at times by Case. They trying to insert themselves in the T side early. It's only worked in part though. MIBR facing the Tech 9s and the P250s. Drop does get caught off guard. First and foremost, there's Snow just forced the issue. Safe Storm forced to fight, but he's going to get pressured heavily by a number of T-side players. Saw a second player making his way into the apartments. They're calling for backup real quick because Case are looking to storm this bomb site fast.
RCF delays it, wait for the Moto Smoke to go down. This is a very strong position for Case, but the CT's actually trying to get in front of the Moto Smoke.
M4 did see the head. Yepz caught back. Apartments also dealt with on the entryway. RCF revealing himself somewhere in the open. Does catch Safe off guard and aware that Brenzin is somewhere close on the center of the site itself. The smoke starts to clear and Brenzin is revealed. And Urban gets exit back out towards long. Case do find a counter steal again.
Well, for MIBR, I might have to rip in here. I have absolutely no idea why they're playing so aggressively. They know that Case's economy state is going to be awkward. They know that a couple of AKs got saved in, that they're probably getting close to that double eco status, so you don't want to play around like that fast. You don't want to be aggressive. And what, they just try and run down mid? They then cancel, and players are getting body blocked? I don't know. That was a really weird round for MIBR.
Just think about how many times they've gone aggressive over the course of both these best of ones and how many times it's worked. You wonder why they keep doing it. Case re-established when this really should have been the momentum swing for MIBR. They should have really stacked up several rounds on the CT basis. Now Case are contesting for evens again. And once again, it's only a hero M4 in the back of the B bomb site.
Yeah, I look at that round for MIBR's standpoint and say, win that, you pretty much win the entire best of one. You get yourself off to a flyer from the scoreline. You make it very uncomfortable for Case. And now that gifted round that should have been quite easy to take doesn't go their direction. And actually a miss smoke in top Banana means that they can scale off of the back of it.
I don't think MIBR are even aware of this. Flashes are sent. Tees are going to make their way in. They do some damage. The M4 in the back does get his kill. Flash sent into peek against the second. See that third player. The AWP gets overwhelmed. The Safe might become a hero once again. Exits P250 comes up with extra support. Oh, they're doing it again, Dweg. Steal for steal, time and again. Yepz well known about no bomb in his control. No matter for MIBR.
This game is a massive question mark every single round that we're watching, and it's going to test the mental. That's what I'm going to say. For both of these teams, not getting tilted and keeping the mentality strong is going to be so damn difficult. Case abused that re-smoke, worked around, got a pretty good entry, and then towards the back of the site, they all know, trade safe, 1-for-1, we win that round. And unfortunately, he just keeps fighting, and he just keeps getting success. Really good flash, obviously, from CT to allow him that much impact. But that is a round for Case where they are determined to drop him at Nubox, and it just doesn't happen.
Well timed on MIBR's setup, and for the man himself to have that impact, it's an individual hero-like moment. But even then, you think about how the round was set up for it, the mist smoke that came down from MIBR, and the fact it was the only rifle in that position. If Case had decided to hit the A-bomb site instead, or if MIBR had put that M4 over on that A site when they continued to hit B, then it wouldn't have worked out the same. Again, going into early banana control, nade sent deep, doing quite a hefty amount of damage to the AWP in the AK. M4 stays in cubby for Brenzin. The counteraction utility against Case will chip away at the HP bars, but get no major impact to the kills.
And not even having an AK to work with in round 9 puts a lot more emphasis on the pistols and the Galils to create impact. This double vertical crossfire out from quad could be a lot of damage. Haven't seen that many A-leans from Case. It's been a lot of B plays.
Drop and exit. Two players on short. You've seen the rotations of Brenzin trying to get back in towards the long control. Defensive flash turned away from Crossfire's locked out pretty nicely. The AK involved with the verticals. Exits and his AK gets his 2. Snow backed up with 1 tray back. Is Galil well known about bombing his back and everything. The apartments player being covered off by droppers. Actually, Riccioli does get a kill in against the likes of Insani. Snow on the bomb site. The dualies come back from drop, eventually dealing with a player in the apartments, and a 1-on-3 left for this Galil.
Try and get that re-smoke down from Moto, but getting out of this pit and towards the bomb site is going to be so rough. Does deal with the apartments player, and Brenzin is on the other side of the Moto smoke when his teammate is in brackets. I don't know what I'm watching, Jay, to be completely honest here, but MIBR are up 6-3.
Yeah, more aggressive fighting is what you saw, but in this round it actually did work out to their favor. Minimums hit by the CT side. Case do not have an answer to the buy state, so the best they can do is bring those Glocks out and, again, hope for a bomb plant, hope to try and catch players off. MIBR, however, Stella, as you would expect out of these rifles and just set in against these pistols, we'll see how little they'll concede.
Insani doesn't spot anything out from the bridge or second mid. And for MIBR, will they get tempted into some hungry jewels? I want to say yes. At least someone probably will.
Already seeing the aggressive face of MIBR ahead of this banana control. They aren't so far as to extend past the smoke or anything silly like that. You do feel that hunger in terms of their play style. And just eagerness in terms of their positions. Oh, the nades are dropping safe. That's a bit more like it. Damaged up with the rifles and the SMGs and all, and, well, that's what you get.
The Glocks just not even in a position where they've been able to take a contact just yet. Trapped behind the util for the most part. Drop aggressively with the MP9, trying to get some extra cash bonus involved. 7-3. I would say it's quite misleading, this scoreline. The rounds have actually been fairly competitive. They haven't had a huge amount in it on whether it goes to MIBR or whether it goes to Case, but 7-3 on scoreline on a CT side of Inferno, it's a strong position. It's a very good avenue for MIBR to have once more another victory, another win that they can just add to the streak that they're having in the regular season.
Fourth of the good, half already won by the CT basis, and can convert 9-3 and really put the hurt up on Case. Orbis safe, pressured early, shot doesn't connect towards the flashbang. Snow involved in his kill, doubles up against Brenzin. Again, an individual making a moment for his team. And for Case, they are the beneficiaries of it this time. He's continuing to regress as well. Exit, almost caught on the reload, just back away, but Snow wins a triple. And Case can answer back.
It's a strong round with the entries. For a moment, I thought that maybe they might not clear out all of the sandbags, and that could be a multi-frag sequence ensuing. Anytime you bring the AWP out to top banana and you're waiting for a contact, you don't want to be up against something pacey. And that was probably the most aggressive round towards banana that we've seen from Case on a rifle round.
Drop. Looking to take these guns out of the hands and get an AK as a bonus most permanently. Nades against him, smoke comes out. That's incendiary ahead of it. This is very risky stuff to drop. Riccioli. See that gun back. Where's the drop for drop? He can't find it. Oh, that's unfortunate. No AK for you today. Doesn't matter for MIBR. They buy back into round 12 regardless. Drop
was obviously looking for the AK just to keep that a little bit more expensive. They know that even if he goes down, money's in a very strong state to get a good buy round out for round 12. And for Case, this is the avenue to at least strengthen at the turn. To at least get a couple of rounds in a row, to feel as if you have given a bit of a fight back to MIBR. This late game success in the first half could be pivotal.
2-round difference is very workable. Going into the CT side especially. Nades early. Brenzin lands right at his feet, assisting his own demise. Snow does get returned upon by exitR, who's dazed against his position. Makes a double, nearly a triple and a quadra happen. Both players that peaked got tagged up. The rotations are called very quickly by MIBR, but there is a lurk out from yepz, who might provide a little bit extra support in the late round.
And that incendiary to the bomb site is going to deny the bomb from going down immediately. Safe has not got that rotation just as of yet. Drop has finally been able to deal with a lurk that came out from brackets.
Riccioli will now get that plant down. The incendiary came out early from Safe, so we can't deny it from here. Both players are low on the T side, Urban, especially on 2 points of health, and Riccioli especially down to 0 at this stage. The AWP does get a headshot against him. The AK wins one fight, 2 more to win. The caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. That one mistake costs enough to make it an 8-4 half. For MIBR to return to Case in the second best of 1. Can they turn it into a successful second half? We'll find out after the break. Well, another 8-4 Harper, this time MIBR lead. Can Case repeat history and take themselves into the comeback? Well, they are on the CT side, so it may well play up to their favor, but MIBR are waiting for the contact. They are ready for this aggressive in the pistol round. And deal with the likes of Riccioli. Urban gets 2 picks back though. Insani and Brendan are dealt with, and Drop starts walking up second mid. Snow is ready for him, but cannot seem to hit that opening shot. Case look to trap themselves in with these aggressive faces. Exit still gets found safe with 1 pick back. Unawares of how close yepz is, still gets him back to a 2 versus 2. Grabs that bomb and baits RCF close. The knives are pulled out as Drop strikes on Stro, and suddenly it's all down to the one man. Case have lost all their advantages, and Safe will close out with the triple. MIBR take the second pistol.
I'm actually just done, Jay. I am just done. That's a 4v2. That's another round there from Case where fundamentally they just cannot close rounds. That should just never happen. They know that there's a player ramp. They know that there's a player second mid, and yet somehow MIBR get themselves out of trouble. I legitimately don't know how this is happening.
It has been a wild day. Case, unfortunately, coming out worse for wear at the end of the day. Hoping that this force buy can return favour to MIBR, and again, similar stances to what we saw over on that Ancient, but they are ready for these aggressive fights. They are baiting them, reading them. Snow at least gets away with the one, but Exit so fast to return fire.
Even that play right there, you have an M4 aggressively down from mid solo. No one is baiting on a contact. No one is there to establish a crossfire. That is a massive risk for your strongest weapon going into round 14, and it's been wasted for only a 1-for-1 trade.
RCF, Scout does get one back. Flashed in to catch Exit off guard with his utility in hand. Suddenly it might start to turn back towards their favour. RCF is picked up by Insani. The Scout of yepz gets back into him, but he can't quite get a returning frag. Case once again have a man advantage, in part down to some very accurate shots. But need to go one step further than that. They have lost their top fragger.
And it could be that Case win a couple of rounds individually, just off of the raw mechanics alone. Boost up from the half wall, yepz does get baited, and Jay, this is yet again another 4v2 round that Case have had.
Urban's Deagle just heard a footstep there on drop. Bomb will be careful about his placing. Is Urban just going to fade the smoke? He might just do. Sani heard, smokes deeper over Banana. Deagle strikes to the headshot, aware of where Insani is. 15 seconds. Got to plant that bomb. Does it safely behind the fountain. M4 now facing an AK of Riccioli. Walk contact against Urban's position. The Scout now in his hands. The Deagle, however, continues to take face as his primary weapon. Insani is not going to have the bomb planted for him. Back at CT, might be unorthodox, gets that kill. Riccioli knows where he is. He'll take the swing and a fight, but Insani wins it for the triple to just hold it together for MIBR. No force steal back from Case today.
And this is, for Case standpoint, back-to-back rounds in the second half where you've had 4v2s and you haven't been able to close it out. Now, I know that one's a bit more difficult because it is obviously an anti-force buy, so you're not working with the strongest of weaponry to be up against a couple of AKs. But for Case, this is going to be a frustrating day. This is going to be a frustrating couple of officials for them, which doesn't help out their campaign of striving for playoffs. I mean, lose this game and you're going to be down 3-9 in the regular season.
Definitely not the most ideal of records. And workability up towards the B-bomb site. Again, we're stacking over on A. So that damage done to Brendan was down to Team Molly. Flash sent, AK might have a bit of a tough time about it, so those pistols do get a couple of picks. Again, trying to act against the T side line, getting as much out of these very few bits of firepower as they can. 2 versus 2 as the trades are respectable. Eventually that PT50 of Riccioli leaves it all onto Brendan. Team damaged up to 33 HP. Mac 10 versus 2. At least they haven't got Kevlar, but an AK headshot is all you need sometimes, and Snow is going to connect.
Well, that timing is just immaculate, isn't it? You've got mass players down there on short and long. You want to try and peer in aggressively into brackets, and you've kind of got MIBR in two positions where they haven't committed into brackets, but they also haven't fallen off. And when you're in that middle sector, it makes it very uncomfortable because players need to keep fighting. You've got a lot of distraction being pulled. Insani kind of gets caught on an unfortunate moment where he's looking out to brackets for the aggressive maneuver, and he gets peeked in from bedroom on the height advantage. Overall for Case, it's a very good round victory. The issue is, it's just a one-off. I need to see a lot more from them and consistently in the rifle rounds if I want to believe that there's any threat in this second half.
We'll start to bring back ground on the scoreline because of the fact it swings into a broken investment from MIBR. Tactical called in their first of the game. 2 AKs will be backed up by only the upgrade pistols between Drop, Brenzin, and Insani. 1 AK, of course, on the CT side of things. Snow with 16 kills, by far and away the top performer of Case.
Been a part of the organisation since March of last year. Played on the Godsent Academy team, Young Gods. MIBR, though, will be looking at both Exit and Safe to get a lot of damage. Exit getting aggressively into Banana. The nade stacks, though, already deal with the opener.
Opening start for Case. Encouraging stance again to open up with the AK falling back into Insani, who doesn't have a backup piece of Kevlar. Pass that weapon off to Brenzin, ideally. Lashes against his position. Unawares of him over at the wood stack. Urban's going to get caught off guard for it. Needs his teammate to possibly bail him out. Flashes are sent, but look at Snow's insertion. He snuck past the apartments player. Brendan's going to think he's completely safe. And Snow's basically won the round from here.
And pretty much, I can't believe he dived towards underpass, went out second mid, and backstabbed towards ramp. Player watching behind, but Snow's going to get a multi, and yeah, clean that round up. Not expecting him to be there whatsoever. That is a massive play to make in an important round.
And he can do it because he's got the confidence to do it. He was the player with the M4 that pushed up in the earlier round for Case. The force back that nearly went their way with his aggressive stance over on mid, only going 1 for 1. This time 3 kills and very little damage done in return, all things considered. Bomb in full CT control for Case. Drop has no way of cracking this open, not even with a rifle in his hands, which he doesn't have. Number 6 on the CT side.
And for MIBR, this is going to take a little while to close out this best of one. Use the next round as a light eco, follow up by the rifles. For Case, it allows them to get a bit of a round streak together. It allows them to get closer to the double-digit scoreline as well.
Just slowly pressing on as far as you can. And swing opportunity 1, now it's the case of returning. You mentioned MIBR, harsher eco basis, only the P250 brought in by Insani, nothing else outside of that. Okay, should close the gap to 3. MIBR nade stacks against them once again. This time they're going to get the opening kill onto Insani. Drop, however, is killed off first and foremost to the quick apartment's face. MIBR finding at least 1 frag out of their troubles with the AK of yepz, ensuring that they can't extend far enough to grab those rifles. M4 in his hands, next up against Exit. Safe 1 versus 4, also overwhelmed. Nicely done.
And a lot of people are going to be familiar with Case as well as the team that that had Still a part of the roster. Obviously, the Brazilian Still that was the in-game leader for about 18, 19 months or so. And then, of course, Case Mero, who owns the organisation, is a midfielder for Manchester United.
A lot of football players involved in CS, I found.
A lot of South American ones as well. Yeah, they do like their Counter-Strike. I know Neymar's a big fan.
MIBR. Well, fans of the rifle round, now looking to become fans of the victories and partial to those in the rounds themselves. Only 3 away from closing down Inferno. Case. There are a couple of AKs that they're going to hold on to and see what they can find impact with. Very slow to the approach on both sides. No forward phase from Case, no rush from MIBR.
I didn't see much from RCF out in that first game of Ancient, and knowing how pivotal he is to the organisation and as an AWPer of the squad, This needs to be a turnaround period for him in the second half. Down at just 5 kills, 12 deaths to his name. Very slow, very passive for MIBR. Finally taking some contact out to the apartments and slowly starting to maneuver into brackets. You've still got that jump spot from yepz at the half wall.
Smoke down on long, we'll try and force RCF to reposition. yepz going to get flashed off over at the banana control. Rotation's actually called in by just the AWP. MIBR prodding to try and force Case to make a mistake, but they're the ones who have to commit here. 35 seconds.
Time is very low, and a triple A setup is actually quite impressive here from Case. This looks promising for them on the defense.
Smoke on Moto, Snow. Urban, they're going to try and join him on the center of the bomb site. Insani's AK swings back. M4 of Riccioli with one pick, exit with two. Looking for the triple. Urban gets overwhelmed by the rest of the T-side players, and the plant should get secured for it. 2v3 Case. Very difficult retake to work.
Now, yepz is very slow on that rotation. Resmoke goes down to Moto. Massive gap in it on the left-hand side, though.
Second time we've seen that in the MIBR on this map. Workability for RCF, a bit of vision down into pit, but nothing that will really provide an opportunity to a kill because they're not aggressing here. MIBR are not taking any further. yepz allowed to creep his way into the bomb site, try and check for Brenzin. Faced in by his teammate, exit checks the right moment. RCF has got to fall away and save. Anchor point, only chance lost, and even then low on time. MIBR hit 11.
And it's another one of those rounds, Jay, where I look at it from the standpoint of the time on the clock and where they are in position to the crossfire. That round should be Case. You're working with under 30 seconds on the clock. You've got one mid-bomb site. You've got one reverse default, one out there for mini-pit. In those scenarios, I would say 9 times out of 10, that crossfire is locking down the round. At least going evenly to ended up being a 2v2, you shouldn't be able to get overwhelmed like that. Some very good entry kills come through from exit. Brenzin also gets one directly on the bomb site. MIBR have done it over the course of both of these best of ones today, and it's that late round success we've seen from them.
Snow aggressing. Does get caught by Safe just beyond the smoke. First man down, the key guy you look at to try and open up these kind of rounds. Damage has been done to exit and Safe. Riccioli is going to try and provide extra support from a push forward of the balcony, but he's missed his marker on the apartments. Players could now get flanked by the likes of Drop and Insani. Brenzin's first a full Safe, walks right into Riccioli. Backs a turn, he gets tagged up a little bit, but still not casualties against. The players start walking out of the apartments though and bring it into a 3-on-3 while taking the A-bomb sites.
I think this should be an instant save. RCF with his AWP out from library is going to try and hold down the line when the smoke clears. I'm not sure how much belief I've got in this round for Case.
Plant for exit, away from the fire, the incendiary that was posted out by yepz. Have kits on 2, Resmokes down at Moto though, will certainly stall for more time. If Case are going to go, they have to go now.
And for exit, we saw how strong the crossfires were in the middle of the bomb site in the last round, and we're going to see it again.
Nade isn't placed right against RCF, but does more damage to make their way in. The AK spray is not good, but Drop still makes it a double. And RCF even caught through the smoke. Quadra for him in the round. And 12-7, MIBR on the match point once again.
Drop's just too good. Out there to the graveyard. We know that position isn't as strong as it used to be in Go, but he makes that look easy. A Case, unfortunately, didn't show us enough in the first half with a scoreline differential to really capitalize on the threat of this entire best of one. And they'll be kicking themselves about Ancient that they couldn't close that they couldn't at least take one series in this best of one today.
Broken investment, harsh aggression from exit. Gets involved for a kill and damage. Riccioli's SMG somehow gets away with 2 back towards mid, and a swing of Brenzin takes him and RCF back. A is open once again. 2v2, the last chance for Case.
Yeah, just an off angle being held there from RCF. Rather than falling back and retreating and playing the man advantage, he's actually kind of put the round in a very awkward position. Snow's low HP. yepz is coming in from behind him. Out from the apartments and in from brackets that can strike.
Slowly but surely creeping up. Snow on 24 points of health. Neither player with a kit either Case. based upon save with a kill, double up not secured. Yep, back to a 1 versus 1. Brendan's directly on the bomb site though, and he locks in his triple for the 13-7. MIBR look far better on map 2 than they did on the first best of 1, but ultimately it's still 2 more wins on the board for them, bringing up the difference of their forfeits, now 6-6 in the ESL Challenger League.
And I want to say for MIBR, that's a pretty mid showing from them today. I actually don't even think they were close to 100%. We saw a lot of missed util. We saw a lot of gimmick rounds from them. So if they're kind of not at 100%, they're not sort of showing their full depth, and they're